Hey ho, dear ones, and welcome to another installment of the Soul Sessions, where we are using Soul Blueprint to help soul guided coaches, healers, and entrepreneurs use their spiritual gifts to build a business that's both sacred and successful. And today's guest is Katja Junnila. And she was struggling with something I experienced myself and I see so often with the coaches and healers that I work with. And that's really that fear of being judged and really fear of visibility online, on social media, but anywhere you show up online. In fact, Katja was having resistance around being on this podcast because of these fears. So her agreeing to be coached on Soul Guide Radio was actually a huge step of courage for her. And I was really inspired by her courage. And I know that you will be too. Katja was born with a quiet mission to help make the world better, not by force, but through presence. She's a heart-led leader in the making who supports people with impairments in reclaiming their lives. She's laying the foundation for an empire, one built to shelter the overlooked and unabled, a space where we rise together as equals and watch each other soar with a thirst for life restored. So beautiful. These soul sessions were timely for me because I'm really wanting to revamp how I show up on social media. And as I'm considering the different ways that I do that, it is so easy, I've noticed, to fall down the rabbit hole of compare and despair with regards to what everyone else is doing, what works on social media now, getting lost in the AI content creating thing. Um, and it can be super overwhelming, especially if you're an empath, you're sensitive, you don't want to spend all of your day on Instagram, you fear how others will perceive you, you feel being judged, ridiculed, outcast. And I come back to one thing on this. One I don't know, principle of showing up online keeps returning to me, and it's just got to be what I feel passionate about. Follow what I feel passionate about. And I feel passionate about teaching. I feel passionate about inspiring. I like being on video. So for me, like reels, I like a 3-minute reel or even a 30-second reel. Like this is what I'm noticing is working for me. And obviously this podcast, I'm finding different ways to repurpose this content that I create on Soul Guide Radio into different ways that I could share it on social media and different platforms to serve you in a variety of different ways. And sometimes you don't need a 45-minute episode. You just need a little zap of inspiration as you're scrolling through your feeds. So all of this exploration is always getting back to, okay, I could do this, that, or the other thing, but I gotta do what I feel passionate about. So I'm gonna share with you something that's not like working for me right now. And of course, this can always change. But what I am not liking is the AI videos where you're on top of Mount Everest or you're swimming with sharks to get people's attention. To be quite honest, I don't understand the point of that. I'm the kind of person who would climb Mount Everest. I'm an adventurer. And when I do that and I post a video of myself on Mount Everest, I want you to know bloody well it's not AI. I'm actually standing here on the top of Mount Everest. And so for me, because of my adventure-filled life, and I feel proud of the places I've gone and the things I've done, and if I take a video or snap a photo of it and share it on social media, I want you to know it's real and true, and it's not fabricated from some AI video. So that is a strategy that's not speaking to me. However, I see other coaches using this AI, swim with the sharks or be on top of the cheerleader pyramid AI video strategy, and it's working for them. And it's getting them attention and it's getting their content shared and gaining followers and all the things. So if that's something that does seem fun and interesting and even something you could find passion in, you need to go with it. You need to swim with the sharks in these AI generated videos, if that's what you feel called to. I'm just sharing, I actually find that yucky. I don't like to watch AI videos of like amazing things, shocking things. If I want to be amazed and shocked, I want it to be real. Like all these fake animal videos of like penguins dancing with elephants. Why? Like, what's just to trick us? Like, I don't get that. So some of these trends on social media, I really feel yucky about. So guess what? I'm going to stay far, far, far away from those trends. And I invite you to do the same thing. But I am feeling passionate about reels, simply reels, 2 to 3 minute reels, and thinking about different ways I could do reels while walking in nature with my dog Astrid. I can do reels from my kitchen. I can do reels when I'm on holidays, like all the different ways with, I don't know, to be interesting and engaging and not boring, of course, and to, you know, make it an exciting, nice reel for you to digest for 2 to 3 minutes. So this is what I'm exploring. So I really invite you to follow what is making you feel passionate at the moment so you can show up in a way online that just feels good and aligned and you can be confident. But that is not something you can force. You can't force yourself to be passionate about something if you are really held down by fear of being visible, fear of being judged. You cannot access your passion until you first release the fears. And that's what we do in today's super powerful soul session with Katja. Please check it out. Hi, Katja. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks.
I'm so happy.
Got some tea as well.
Oh, beautiful. I have some tea as well. And we were talking about you having a little bit of fear around being recorded for the podcast and a little bit of fear around being seen, but maybe not even exactly sure what it is. But can you say a little bit about like what feels present for you?
I feel like I'm maybe taking a too big of a bite out of a cake that I can't perceive how big it is. So it's kind of dipping my toes in something that I'm not comfortable with. But that's the point of growth, isn't it?
Yeah, I get that. I get that. And what is a fear? Like what's the worst that could happen?
I get ridiculed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe someone who might despise me for some reason, they might try and black my name up. How do you say it? Like try to like smear my honor. How do you say it?
Yeah. Yeah. Um well, one word you could say is besmirch, but that's that my husband always uses big words. That's kind of a word my husband would use. But that's like dishonoring you essentially.
Mm, yeah.
All right. So, people might say bad things about me. Something bad might happen to me. And it sounds like, it the context to this is if I put myself out there, if I'm visible, if I'm seen. Is that right?
Hmm.
Yeah. And does that show up in other areas of your life?
Mm, uh, well, it's more like this centered on online world.
Okay.
I'm pretty comfortable being myself around my own social circles. Well, the exception of my ex, I can't really talk with him these days. Um, there's some weird block there. But in the online space, it's a lot more complicated, and I don't even post anything. Well, except on threads, I comment on things a lot. But about my own life, I don't really do postings like in Facebook.
Yeah, Katya, I get it. I get it. So that makes sense. So it's really about showing up online, being visible online, and you could get ridiculed. People could misunderstand you.
Yeah.
And so I could see, and so do you have a business or do you have something that you'd ever want to promote online?
Well, I'm really into maybe a shiny object syndrome a bit, but I do want to promote these small digital marketing guides that cost like $5 or they're free, and then get some traction off of that. But that's just a stepping stone. I I do want to accomplish something really big and meaningful.
Yeah. And I feel that for you accomplishing something big and meaningful. And do you feel like having a presence on social media would be one way where you could get your message to people or connect to people that
Mhm.
um, need to receive what it is that you want to offer?
Yeah.
Yeah. So clearing up this resistance could be really helpful for you to do the work that you want to do in the world. And hey, listen, Katya, I'm the first person to say that I don't love social media. I mean, I'm a spiritual teacher. I like to be as unplugged as possible, but I can also say I've met my best soul clients online. I run an online business. I love that. I love to be able to work with people all over the world. I like myself to be able to work from anywhere in the world. So there's this beauty to the online space. There's a darkness for sure. But what we can do for you is invite in your spiritual gift of healing. Do some healing around this fear. I could get ridiculed. I could get misunderstood. People could say bad things about me. And then we'll see what happens after we clear away some of this resistance. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect. So let's just go ahead and do that. We're going to invite in your spiritual gift of healing. And I would love for you to just lean into the shadow, lean into the worst case scenarios of you doing something vulnerable online, promoting something big and meaningful for you. And what are some of the thoughts that come up for you when you lean into the shadow and when you lean into the fears? What comes up? I would love to would be maybe interested in doing that, but
Well, the first thought was that I was interested, or then I'm not targeting it to a large enough audience, or don't know who the audience is, and that's missing the point. Those come up.
yeah, so nobody's interested. So let's take some of these thoughts. So let's take that thought and a thought from earlier of, something bad could happen. Somebody could say something bad about me. Nobody would be interested anyway. So when those thoughts feel very true, what are some of the emotions that get triggered?
Fear, anxiety. Uh, my fingers are cold right now. Uh, just this restlessness.
Yeah, I get it.
Uh,
So let's invite, if it feels okay, close your eyes down and let's just invite that up from deep inside, inviting up the restlessness and the fear, and just sink into your body and give yourself permission to feel these feels, feeling the physical sensations, feeling the emotional sensations. And just allow these emotions to pass through you so they may be released. And I'm seeing a beautiful release happening right now. And go ahead and set the intention to release any protectors that might be holding your blocked energy inside of you. Yes. Beautiful. Oh, I see some big protectors being released. Protectors often take metaphorical shapes and they look like dragons. So I see these dragons being released and then lots of blocked
Oh,
energy.
I see a big wall made out of big stones. I see it melting away.
Yes, beautiful. Yes, allow it to melt away. And when you feel the emotional wave is starting to go down, I would love for you to return to your deep belly breathing. Big inhales and really release on the exhale. Releasing all that no longer serves you, all the fear, all the anxiety. Release it into Mother Earth. And I would love for you to just deep belly breathe and sink into the body and place your awareness at your heart space.
You're going too quickly.
Oh, okay. Yes. All right. Deep. So just deep belly breathing.
Yeah.
All right. Deep belly breathing. Big inhales and big exhales. And as you deep belly breathe, connect to your heart space at the center of your chest. And connect to your higher self. And I'm going to ask your higher self, what message do you have for Katya in this moment? And Katya, I would love for you to just to perceive what you receive coming back in response and say it aloud if you perceive. And if you don't perceive anything, you can say that aloud too.
I think I'm a bit too tense right now to perceive anything.
No worries. I have a message for you, and the message is you are safe. You are safe. You are safe to be who you feel called to be and to share that to the public. You have something big to share. You have a big soul mission, and in such an exhilarating way, not in any sort of way that puts you on the hook. And stepping into sharing that is a journey, taking it step by step. And doing the healing today was an important step to being able to share the work you feel called to share to the world who really needs what you have to offer. So, how do you feel and how did that message land?
It was touching. it was kind of like getting a big hug.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, the divine has a way to give us pretty amazing hugs sometimes.
What's next?
What's next?
Mhm.
I want to just try one more time, just to see if we can connect you to your intuition. And I would love for you to notice what you're perceiving. And even if it's like a feeling, even if it's like a color, even if it's like a word or a symbol, and you don't know what it means, I would love for you to just share anything, even if it's buzzing in the ear. And I would just like to try one more time to connect you to your intuition to see what comes through.
Okay.
So go ahead and just close your eyes down again if that feels okay. And do a few more belly breaths. Big inhale in and big exhale out. And as you deep belly breathe, sink into the body. And place your awareness again at the heart space, at the center of your chest. And I'm just going to try again. And I invite you to share whatever you're perceiving to receive. So, inviting you to connect to your higher self. Higher self, what message do you have for Katya?
It's like my focus is kept dragged on my fingertips, which is what like a magnet. It's like my four fingertips. Uh, my attention is dragged onto those and typing on a keyboard.
So, you're being drawn to your fingertips and it feels like playing on a keyboard?
Typing.
Typing. Ah,
Mm,
typing on a keyboard.
yeah.
And higher self, are you calling Katya to do some typing on a keyboard?
Before you even finish saying that sentence, it was like an immediate yes, but I'm not sure if who said that.
Well, I am getting your higher self said yes.
Okay.
You're getting called to some writing, some creating. Does anything come to mind for you about what you would be called to type on a keyboard?
Well, lots of things. Writing is my way of handling, mm, processing different aspects. Like I have my notebook, my notebook filled with last night's dreams. And then I write a lot, and I should write more. I should keep a proper journal. There's many things I'd like to write about. Now I'm just having this just start. just start. So,
Just start. Yes. And I was receiving a variation of just start. I also think it's pretty amazing that you are getting the sensation at your fingertips. That's indicating an intuitive language, one of your intuitive languages of clear tangency, where you get sensations of physical touch, the touch of the fingertips on the keyboard, as an intuitive message from the divine. And I'm getting the message for you, Katya, that you are that clairtangency is one of your higher intuitive languages. So my invitation for you is just to play around with that and receiving messages from the divine from physical touch. And I think it's pretty extraordinary how we went through once and you felt like you weren't receiving anything. And then we did it a second time and you were receiving quite a lot. And everything, even if it didn't seem like a lot to you, it was. And everything you received intuitively, I was getting the same thing intuitively. So I really do believe it was your intuition speaking to you, saying, just start. And you're a writer, you're being called to write, you're being called to create, you have lots of different ideas, which is normal, right? The intuitive guidance coming to me to pass on to you is to make a list of all the things that you could write about and that you feel excited to write about, and then review the list and just see what is feeling most excited to you now. What idea is most exciting for me to pursue now? And then hone in on that one thing and see if you can start taking some inspired action on that one creative idea. Little, buffalo step by buffalo step. That's always my word for homework. How does
mhm.
that feel?
That feels pretty good, actually.
Nice. How do you feel?
Um, maybe, uh, maybe a sense of in better balance.
Of balance?
In better balance. Yeah.
Nice. All right, Katya. Well, I love this. I love that you had a pretty large release. So, you're going to expect like that's going to continue to release. And um, so I just invite you to like, notice any other blocked energy releasing you. And just when you start to feel a little bit of resistance or whatever, just go into the body and feel the feels. Your other buffalo steps are to make that list and just get started step by step, just as your higher self had guided you to. And um, my last question for you is, do you feel any difference now about the idea of this coaching session being released on my podcast? Does it feel less resisting now than at the start of our call?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Nice. Beautiful. Well, I think that a lot of light workers are going to absolutely relate, myself included, to the resistance. And like I myself am going through kind of a renaissance right now, a real coming to Jesus, if you will, with regards to how I want to show up online, because I find that there's just so much yuckiness on social media right now. And I just want to do things better. I just
What
want
do
to
you
show up
mean?
online
What do
better.
you mean with the yuckiness? What do you mean? Like,
Ugh, like uh strong political views for and strong political views against, and just a lot of dribble, like the influencer culture, just putting out a lot of meaningless content. I don't really mind that there are influencers, but like so much like just content devoid of any meaning. And then there's the sales tactics online that are trying to trigger your stress, trigger your fear, trigger your anxiety so you'll buy their thing. So all of these things, when I take it together, and the algorithms are setting up now on social media, so it's less and less like your friend's daughter's birthday party photo, like we're seeing less and less of our actual friends and more of this nonsense. And I just get so tired of it. But I also feel like social media can be a tool for good, for light workers to connect to light workers and to spread messages of love, light, and hope around the world. And so the fear you brought to this session, Katja, is like a real world fear that I myself have struggled with and so many light workers struggle with. So I really appreciate you being brave and sharing, because I know a lot of listeners are really going to relate and benefit. And I think together we can find a way to show up in the online space in a way that's just smarter and more aligned and in deeper service to others on the planet. And I want to do it with you, Katja. We can do it together.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to ask one last time. How do you feel?
Relieved. And still a bit teary.
Beautiful.
But in these circumstances, I feel extraordinarily good.
I love that. Extraordinarily good. I love that. That is a great place to be. And we can close out our conversation together on that amazing note. And I want to feel extraordinarily good with you. And I want to thank you so much for sharing your gifts today on Soul Guide Radio. Thank you, Katja.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And I want to thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Soul Sessions. I appreciate you so much each and every week. And if you would like my help in becoming more visible online, healing the blocks that are tethering you down so you can step into the work that you're really here to do in the world and spread the message with success, then I invite you to check out the Soul Client Accelerator. This is my brand new course and guided meditation series to help you zero in on your soul client avatar, activate your signature frequency, and attract the soul clients who become the long-term aligned partners in your growth. If you want to figure out how to find your passion on social media and turn that passion into a magnetic attractor of soul clients, you're going to want to check this course out, which is now available for only $22. So I've packed a lot of super high value stuff to include 3 bonus training videos into this really reasonably priced course because I want more and more people to be able to access these insights. So more and more soul guided entrepreneurs are growing a business that is both sacred and successful. Learn more and enroll at AllisonScammell.com/soul client. And you can find that link in the show notes. And before we close out for today, I do want to just go back to something Katja had said when at the end of the soul session, I wasn't quite sure if I had reached her because she was processing it, taking it all in. But then I did see her wiping some tears away. And I think that was part of the release, when we're releasing energy blocks. One of the ways our physical body releases is through tears, but also coughing, sneezing, yawning, burping, like all the different ways our body releases. But at the very end, I asked her again, hey, Katja, how do you feel? And she said, I feel extraordinarily good. So I hope that you feel extraordinarily good after listening to this episode and staying with me till the end. I really do appreciate you each and every week. And as always, until next time, may your soul guide the way.